Yo, I'm Katie Matthews, and that's
Bob Owens. What's up, baby? Coming at you.
You guys know the deal.
Welcome to entry or level ones.
Yeah, it's day 2, folks. K9 Street League, Trial 3, Los Angeles. I'm Katie Matthews.
Bob Owens from Lone Duck. Welcome back.
You know us. They know us, Bob.
Thanks for tuning in. We're doing level 1 obedience. If you've all watched yesterday with the entry levels, this is going to up the ante. And here's how. So our decoys are going to now agitate the working dog instead of, oh yeah, sorry, we're up here now. They're going to agitate the working dog instead of standing passive.
That's going to be huge.
And then also, they're going to have to do a 30-second remote sit where the handler walks away and the dog has to sit while the decoys are shimmy shaking.
And right now we got Shane Murray with his dog Zeus. I remember watching them do the entry level back at Gilroy, Trial 2. They're on the field, getting ready to do the obedience. And what you're going to notice is there's no leash. No leash, Bob.
All off lead.
Zeus is doing well.
Yeah. My ADD's kicking in. I don't know how Zeus isn't.
The decoy's job during level 1 obedience right now is to steal points. So everything they're doing, this agitation, the presence that they're putting onto the field, is to try to get that dog to not do what he's supposed to do, which right now is follow Shane around, which he's doing very well, by the way.
He's doing perfect. This is excellent. Good control, super chill. Dog doesn't seem phased at all.
No, he really doesn't.
He's like, I've been here before. And now, granted, folks, remember from yesterday, it's hot already. It's hot out there.
It's 9:45 here on the West Coast.
The dog moving in on him. Oh, man.
That little lull and then picking back up again, there are going to be some dogs that's because they think it's over, but then it's not. So the way you deal with this, and clearly Shane has prepared very well, he's worked a lot with Zeus, is just showing this picture all the time in training. Like all the time in training.
Yeah.
See it, see it, see it, see it, see it, so that when today comes, the dog's like, yeah, I've been here before, I've done this.
Yeah, over prepare. And now the dog will be underwhelmed in these scenarios.
Exactly.
Excellent
That's
job.
very good performance.
The whole crowd goes wild. We've got a great turnout again this morning.
2 days in a
Day
row.
2,
Thick crowd.
level 1.
Next we have Psy and Mongol.
Let's go, Psych and Mongol.
So again today, folks, level 1. Now it's important to note, this is the first time that we've run the level 1s here at K9 Street League. The first 2 trials were all entry levels, and that was necessary because you can't just start out with level 1. We had to get enough people through the system of entry level to identify people who were ready for a level 1.
Exactly.
And the turnout has been so good from trial 1 and trial 2 that here we are at trial 3 already running level 1s.
Boom. And as you saw, they crushed.
They did very well.
They came prepared and crushed it. I mean, remember, in entry level, dogs were leashed. Decoys were passive.
So
we've already had a big leap of agitation,
Yep.
off leash, and then the remote sit or down where the handler goes and hides and leaves the dog
To be continually pressured.
I'm going to do this a lot more. Agitate.
That's a good agitation. It's kind of like a jig.
Yeah.
That of all dance moves, I would call that a jig. I don't know what your feet are doing under there, but
They were doing something.
they were jigging.
Might be touching your feet.
A little early for that.
Psych. Loved watching these dogs in trial 2. He was kind of like the demo dog, if you will.
Yes, because
He
in trial,
showed a different scenario.
because in trial 1, he absolutely rocked it. Absolutely rocked it. If you've been following K9 Street League, you are not a stranger to this team. Psy Watson from South Bay Malinois Working Dog Club. Listen, these guys, we've spoken about this team numerous times.
He's looking good.
Look at, right now, what I would like and encourage people to do as you're watching this feed is look at Psych, the handler, look at his demeanor. We talk about being relaxed. We talk about being chill. This is another day of hanging out with his dog. That's how he acts. That's the energy he puts off.
Yeah, I just was seeing him not shake his head no. You know? And kind of like mumble some things. I don't know if he was talking to Oscar or the decoys, like, you guys are messed up. All right, look at the dog.
Yeah, Mongols.
Up. Mongo's getting fired up.
He is. This is a dog that loves to bite. This is a dog that loves to put in that work.
He's pissed off right now.
Yes. He knows he's not supposed to bite.
This is stressful for the dog and me.
It's almost over, Bob.
It's almost over.
Come
on, bud. I just want to see them do well, man. I love watching good dog work.
I was going to say the same thing. We get invested. You know, we've been at these trials. We're getting to know the dogs. We're getting to know the handlers personally in between breaks. We're having great conversations.
Yeah.
So you can't help but get a little emotionally invested in the success of these dogs and their handlers.
And this is a trial. This is win and lose. This is money on the line here.
Yeah.
And so they're all competing for the #1 spot and the #1 paycheck. And the accolade for them and their dogs.
Yes.
Pride, everything.
Now, speaking of #1 spot, if you guys watched it all yesterday's action, you know, we got something big coming off today. And in addition to the level 1s, we have a face-off between our tied for first place entry level handlers. It was a really awesome day yesterday. Great performances by everyone. But at the end of the day, we ended up with a tie. Ken Barrios and Rico, along with Chris Sykes and Player P. Two amazing handler dog teams that duked it out point for point, resulting in a tie. So we are going to have a tie-breaking event. Yeah.
First ever K9 Street League tiebreaker.
And it was event for event. Like, who got a point here? Who missed a point? Oh, they tied on this event. And so we're going to have a face-off a little bit later today. So stay tuned, and we're going to find out who takes home first place for the entry level.
It's going to be awesome.
In general today, what you're going to see as far as differences, level 1 to entry level, the scenarios are not going to be too dramatically different. There's going to be some very similar setups, things you're going to recognize. What is going to be different is, of course, all off leash.
Yep.
And the pressure from the decoys. The job is going to be of the decoy to further confuse the dog, put the dog in a situation where maybe they are unsure, to expose any holes that took place in the training.
Mistakes that can be made, yeah. Exactly. So again, you're going to see more decoy work that is pushing the pace on the dogs.
Yep. Stepping onto the field right now, we have Palavios, Jackson, and Prowler.
Ready K9.
Another team that I vividly remember. I remember talking to you about, and then you guys can also go watch that. Make sure you check out the Trial 2 Gilroy footage that we have up on YouTube, forward, backward, side, / whatever, Primal Canine.
Absolutely. Here we go. Let's see what's up.
Take a deep breath, Palavios.
Nice
Deep breath.
Do you remember his obedience in entry level? He was way more strict, I feel like, back then than I'm seeing now.
Yes, there was a lot more preparation on the weight in the field.
Yeah, this seems a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more like we've been here before.
Yep.
A little bit of vocalizing from Prowler.
That was his first trial, I believe, in Street League. I do not recall him at Trial 1. So he came out to Trial 2, performed, and now he's here at Trial 3, already in the level 1.
Yep. Dog's doing great so far. Good focus on the handler.
What I do recall from Trial 2 was Palavios is a clever handler.
Yeah, that's right.
There was a couple moments where he exercised some savvy to the point of, I think he did actually lose a couple points. He pushed it a little too far, which, you know what, I respect his effort, his creativity in his handling.
The dog is doing some avoidance behavior, sniffing the ground versus getting more and more agitated. So he's like, no, I know I can't.
Yes.
I'm looking away,
Yep.
looking down. I know I'm not supposed to. That's
Yeah.
classic avoidance behavior.
You know, watch his head right there. I
It's
mean,
a little bit of stress.
doing some sniffing. He knows what he is supposed to do and what he's not supposed to do right now. And that dog is trying very hard to do the right thing.
Yep. That dog just goes, oh, thank God you're coming back.
Yeah.
Get these nut jobs away from me.
Probably because Wayne Davis's beard smells bad.
No, I bet that thing smells like,
Tobacco and leather
yeah,
with a little bit of Listerine.
maybe. Yeah, baby.
What an amazing performance.
Listen to the crowd go wild, baby.
Up next we have Corey and Shadow.
Here we go.
And more
Shadow?
Bean.
Shadow.
Solid. OB. Now, around the old bonfire, if you will, the round table discussion with all the folks that work here, they were saying that they were nervous about the obedience part, and the dogs and the competitors, with the added distraction and the added agitation from our decoys, they're like, these dogs won't be able to handle it. They're going to take nabs here and there for sure. And so far,
They're doing really well.
doing really, really well.
Undeniably well.
Yep.
Now, Corey Styles, that's a guy who, try to find the right word. I don't want to understate it by saying hard worker. I mean, this guy's on Team Primal. He's working dogs nonstop and then getting time to find for his dog to get out here to prepare for a level 1.
Yeah, he is our reigning champ at Trial 2 for the entry level.
That's right.
Yeah.
They won last time.
They won last time. He wants to win again. And he said this is his nervous part. Everything else he feels really good about, but he knows that this is where his dog is just...
It's definitely going to be
It's
challenged.
going to be challenged. Here we go. He's looking good off leash so far.
I always
He's
dig
got
the
his
cowboy
signature
hat.
Cowboy hat on. Rocking his Primal Canine t-shirt. Looking handsome as ever. Got a swagger about him.
Corey looks good too. I'll be here all day, folks.
This is a 4-year-old dog. Let's see here.
Really smooth.
So far, so good. Great off-leash control. Great focused heel.
The dog is not even remotely concerned with those decoys at all.
Nah, great focused heel.
Hard work pays off, folks.
Yeah, stuff like this takes so much time and practice. And it's just healing.
Just,
It's not.
yeah. It's just.
Look at him crowd the dog. Tail's wagging a little bit. He's staring down old Wayne. He didn't want any part of Dennis, but Wayne is getting the eyeball. Oh, he gave Dennis an eyeball. Oh, you son of a...
And we have a bite, folks.
Dang.
But look at Corey, calmly walking over to his dog. It is what it is. He's accepted what happened. And at the end of the day, they just got more training to do.
And like he said, this is going to be tough for him and his dog to keep together.
And here, this is important too. There's just as much clapping for these two as there is for everyone else, because at the end of the day,
Come back stronger in
It's
trial
a-
4, man.
and-
Guaranteed.
they came out, they worked, they learned.
What they got to work on. Nothing to it but to do it, man.
That's what it's all about. And as we spoke about heavily yesterday, the mindset that you should, I'm not gonna say have to, the mindset that you should have when participating in this type of stuff is, it's all fun. I get it, you know, there is money involved, there are great prizes, there is the expectation of performance based on the hard work you've done, but you have to have this underlying foundation of you do this because you enjoy working with your dog. Right now, Corey and Shadow are gonna walk away and they know that they have some things to work on. There's no riddles here, there's no mystery. We have to work on this.
He knew it last night.
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. He knew this was going to be the test.
Yes.
He knew the dog could do all the other scenarios and compete. this was his real true test. And so it's just something we're going to work on more, I guess.
Yep.
And I also know the feeling of walking away with nothing. That sucks. So I feel for him, man. He's a good dude, good dog. Come back stronger the next time.
I remember my first time on a trial field, I walked up to the entry line, greeted the judges, took one look at my dog, and just did this to the steward, and turned and walked off the field. My dog wasn't ready. There were things happening in that moment that I instantly read, and I said, no, like, this is it.
Here we go. We got Bean and Lauren. Her Instagram handle cracks me up. It's real dog girl shit.
Real dog girl shit.
That's real dog girl shit. Follow her.
I dig the dog's name.
Yeah,
Bean. It's a cool name, Bean.
Yeah. She's only 20 years old also. She got her first working dog at 11 years old.
Now,
That's half her life.
she also comes from a pedigree of accomplished and devoted dog trainers. You might recall, I believe her mother has trialed in the first two. I'm a big fan of that working dog team.
Her mom was at trial 2?
And trial 1. I'm 99% certain.
Okay. Well, either way, that's bad to the bone.
All right, here's Bean. He's getting crowded right now. Lauren's head.
Half shepherd and half male.
Lauren is now behind the blind, out of sight.
Ooh. Stick with it.
All right, now this moment right here is going to be pivotal because he almost broke.
Yep.
And he's holding tight. There's a creep. That's going to be a small point deduction.
You know how hot those decoys got to be just going
Yeah.
shimmy shaking out there?
Now let's see, does he hold it all the way? Now for some dogs, this is a hard moment, is when the handler is approaching,
Yeah.
the dog wants to break. The dog wants to be like, okay, can I get into heel now?
Yep.
But he's got to wait for the command.
Great job.
And they crushed it. They crushed it. They did an absolutely wonderful job. We could see Bean was struggling a little bit, and overall, they completed the exercise.
Really good. I'm just going to note slight
Check.
creep,
Give it up
baby.
for Lauren
That's what
Bean,
I would
guys.
call it when they scooch.
Yep.
Slight scooch.
We're gonna give it about 15 minutes to set up the next scenario.
All right, we just got word from the main man, Mike Jones. We're going to take a brief recess. While we set up for the next scenarios, make sure you're following on Instagram, K9 Street League. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, commenting on the YouTube feed.
Absolutely.
And we'll catch you later.
Thank you, everybody.